Okay, so to begin with, we will continue with R commander, and we need to go to the RGUI. So you type here RGUI. Sorry, UI, this one. This is R programming, and on the R console, the first thing we have to do is go to packages and load the package called R commander. Okay, so we will search for the R commander package here. Let's go down. Here it is. Once it is loaded, I'll get a dialog window for the R commander. And you get this three parts. One, the first section is where we write the R script. Okay, and whatever we are doing through the different menus of graphs, statistics, or data, all will appear in this text box here. And the output can be seen here. Okay, so for this example, I will get this data set. So let me go to data. Instead of, see, we also have an option of, including or loading the data set from here. Okay, so there are some data sets which we had created here. There's another way that I would like to show you here. We can go to this data menu option and select the load data set option. Okay, so this is your load data set. Okay, and by default, because my folder is currently active, the current folder in R is my current folder. I have this cover moisture. This is my workspace which I want to load. I click on open. And as soon as I do that, the data set which was stored in this particular R data, you can see this file got loaded here. Okay, and my data set is also here. You can see this one here. And if I view the data set, now I have added some few more columns here. Okay. Now the extra columns, like in the previous data set, I had only soil dot moisture. Okay, that was the only column which I had. So now I have changed it to before and after. Now before soil moisture, before the rainfall, and after the rainfall. So we have two different columns here. Secondly, you can see at the end also I have another column called non_treated, which is to check the pH level of the soil. Okay, so we are going to make use of these new columns today to get some outcome. Okay, so as I said, we'll be doing the paired t-test. But before that, I'll show you how to get a box plot. Okay, now to get a box plot, the first thing we need to do is we need to stack the data first. Okay, so we are going to rearrange the data in such a way that we can, you can say R programming can generate a box plot for you. Okay, to do that, I'll be using the same data set. So I can go to this data menu option. We have an option here called active data set. Okay, you can go here and search for stack variables. So here we go down, here it is. Okay, so we have this option called stack variables in active data set. Select this option. You get a dialog window for your stack variables. Now for this example, we are going to make use of these two variables here. So let me select these two options. So I'll use the control key from my keyboard and select the next variable as well. Okay. I don't want to, go for another one. We can also go for treated and non-treated because I want to go for this moisture, soil moisture before and after. I'm not going to change anything here. So it is going to create a new data set by the name stacked data. And the variable name will be variable and the name of the factor will be factor. So I'm going to keep the default ones and I click on OK. You can see this now, new data set has been created here. If you want, you can click on this new data set and I get this new variable. You can see this 35 variable and this factor which is created for this. Okay, now using this whole data, I'll be able to create a box plot. Okay, so let us go and create a box plot. So that is available under the graphs menu. So if I go here you can see we have this box plot. Click on this. Now, because I have only one variable, so I won't be doing anything. You can go to the options tab here. And if you want to give some plot labels, you can do that. Currently, I'm keeping it as auto so that depending on the variable and the data, my X axis label and Y axis label will come automatically. Okay. I'm not going to do anything automatically. I have to identify the outliers as well. I'll just stick to this. I'll click on plot by groups. Okay, this is the factor which I have. I'm going to group it. So it's only one which is available. I'll say OK and click again on this OK option. Okay, this is my box plot which is created. And here you can see this is the box plot for soil dot moisture dot after and soil dot moisture dot before. So before the rainfall, this is how my box plot will look like. And this is the median. We have already explained how the box plot and the different quantiles, the first quantile, the third quantile, and the median which is calculated, and the whiskers which are there for the box plot. Okay, now so this is how you can easily design a box plot for your data through your R command. Okay, let us go ahead with the pair t-test now. Now, t-test usually is done or conducted whenever we have some mean difference to be compared. Okay, especially in case like before after cases, like suppose you have a data set where you are measuring the, you can say, whenever we have this diagnosis for especially diabetes. Okay, so before having empty stomach and after having something like that, we usually do the test. Okay, the diabetic test, and we can find out some data. So before after, so whenever we have a condition where we have a data of before and after, and I want to check whether the data which we have collected before and after some effect was after some period, might be after a period, whether they are same. Okay, in that case, we can make use of the paired t-test. Now, in this example here, because we already have this soil moisture before and after the rainfall, so we can just have a comparison, and we will be able to get the the p-value. The p-value, if it is very close to zero, that means there is a great relationship between the two values, you can say. And it will also give you the mean value. If it is not equal, if the mean is not equal to zero, then it is going to give me that output. Okay. So to do that, what we are going to do is let us go to this option here. So I'll go to the statistics option. And from there, I'll be selecting the mean. Yeah, I'll go to statistics. And because it's a mean difference, I'm going to come here. Okay, and I'll be selecting this simple sample test. Okay, but because I have got this stacked one, I don't want this one. I want the other one. So let me get this was cover moisture. Click on OK. Let me view the data. Right. Okay, this one. I'll go to statistics, go to mean, and select paired t-test. Okay, click on this. Now, the first variable which I want here is before. So I'll take this soil dot moisture dot before variable as my first variable. And from the second one, I'll take this after. Okay. We can also change the confidence level. If you want, you can change the by default, it will be 0.95. Okay. And it is, the hypothesis will be two-sided because either you have to, it will be a null hypothesis and the other alternate hypothesis will be there. So I want to prove that the moisturizer or the moisture in the soil before the rain, if it is, whether it is same after the rain. Okay, that is what the hypothesis is. So we can say that it is the same. That will be the null hypothesis. but the null hypothesis should be rejected. Okay, and for that, we can see now if I go to the options tab here, you have this option here, okay, the confidence level. Okay, and I'm keeping the confidence level as 0.95, the default one. And the alternative hypothesis, we are keeping two-sided. Okay, so we are not going to change anything here. Just click on OK, and I'll get the result. Okay, I have selected the two data. Okay, so click on OK, and as soon as I do that, I get this paired t-test result. Okay, this is my result here. Okay, and this was the code which was generated for the you can say the paired t-test. Okay, so here it is. So from year to year. Okay, so with cover underscore moisture, that is my data set. T-test, perform the t-test, and these are my two variables, variable number 1 and 2. Then we have the alternative as 2.sided, the confidence level 0.95, and paired is equal to true. That is what I get. And I'm getting this result here. Okay, now look at the number of values. There are only 4 records, right? So DF will be 3. So 4 minus 1, that will be 3 here. And this is my p-value. This is more important for me. Okay, it shows the closer to 0, you can say there's a relation there between the rainfall and the soil moisture. Okay, now you're getting a alternative hypothesis. So true difference in mean is not equal to 0. Okay, so that means the moisturizer or the moisture in the soil is going to change. Okay, that's the reason why the mean is not the same here. It's not equal to 0. Okay. And we also get the mean difference as well. So that is minus 16.75. Now, because we have before and after, that means the moisture is increasing. Okay, the moisture is increasing because the mean difference of soil moisture before minus the mean of soil moisture after is a negative value. Okay, we can, if you're interested further, you can go ahead and check what are the different values and what they mean as well. What if I want to change this confidence level interval, the value, the level, if I change it, what will happen? All that you can check it out. Okay, it's a simple thing where we can just do a simple paired t-test. Okay, and as I said, t-test will be basically used, especially when we have before and after cases or scenarios. Clear? Now we also have two sample tests, t-test. Okay, now in this section of your code, what we are going to do is we are going to have, let us say we want to test the hypothesis that the soil pH of the, let us say of the non-treated is, you can say similar to that one of the treated one. Okay, so we want to compare this two variables which we have. So if I go to this view data set, I already have two columns here. Okay, so we have this non-treated and treated one. Okay, so there are again another hypothesis which I want to check it out. Again, if I want to go for a box plot, what I need to do is I need to stack it first. So I can go to data, my active data set, and stack variable, and I'll be selecting non-treated, and you can select control and click on treated. Okay, I'll keep this as it is. Click on OK. I said yes, and now I can go for the graph and get a box plot. Okay, plot by group is okay. Factor options. I'm not going to change anything here. Okay, that is my box plot. Okay, for non-treated, you can say soil and treated soil. So it is going to check the pH value. Okay, this the pH value of the treated and the non-treated. So after treatment, you can see the pH value is increased a bit. That is what it says. Okay, please remember the data which I have is dummy data, which I have just entered some random value. Okay, and I just want to take this as an example. And might be, if you take the real data, the the plotting and you can see the graphs might look different. And even the t-test might give you different output as well. Okay. Now for this two sample test or two sample t-test, okay, I'm going to go to the statistics option, but before that, let me change this back to the original one, that is cover merge. And I need to have this two values. Okay. So I can go to statistics. Okay, go to means. Okay, and select the simple sample t-test. Select this one. Now from here, I need to pick up the values. So variable, we have to pick one of them. So let me pick okay. Fine. For the one mistake here, for taking the simple sample t-test, I need to go for the stacked data set, not this one, because I cannot. That was the stacked one, stacked data set, this one. Let me view this. Okay. Now you can go to means and go to simple sample t-test. Okay. Fine. So here we can see this, we have pick a variable. So I'm picking up this. Just 1 minute, guys. Okay, not this one. I'll go to stats and means. Okay, I need to select this one, independent sample t-test and not the simple sample t-test. Okay, so I'll select this one. And I'll be grouping it by factor. And the response variable, by default, it has already been picked up. You can go to the options, confidence level is already given to you. And we are not going to change that. We are going to keep it 0.95. Whereas your alternative hypothesis remains two-sided. Okay, so you have a null hypothesis and we also have a alternate hypothesis, or you can call it as H0 and H1. Okay, and your assume equal variance, we are not going to, and it is by default no, and it remains as it is. Okay, so if I go further and now I click on OK, so I get this two sample t-test, and this is my p-value. You can see this one, right? And it is calculated some values for you, and the mean of the two values, you can see this mean in the first group, one non-treated is 6.95, and in the other one it is 7.25. Okay, and the alternative hypothesis, we have the true difference in mean is not equal to 0. Okay, again, there is a change there. Now, to understand this further or better, you can say, I would request you all to go through the sample t-test and, the pair t-test, some notes. And I'll be also sharing it in the Google Classroom as well. Last time I told you I'll be sharing it, but because it was a combination of all of them. So today by the end of the day, I might share that file with you all, so that you can go to the notes which are related to your statistics. And again, book on statistics, ebook is there, which I'll be sharing in the Google Classroom. So please go through that as well. Okay. Right now, as per the syllabus, we just need to know how to do some tests using the R commander. Clear? Now, we can also have customized graphs as well. So whenever we are drawing graphs and all, you can easily, make use of this code or the script which is coming here and make changes in the box plot here as well. Okay, so it's totally up to you how you want to do it. For example, let's suppose here we have this box plot, which we have variable and factor. So if I want, I can just select this like this. Okay, and I can give a Y label. Let us give a Y label here. YLAB equal to, I can give in double quotes. Let us say this was for soil CPH. So that is my label on the Y axis. You can give X lab here equal to the empty double quotes, put a comma, and so on. And I can make, just select this code, go to the end, and click on this submit button here. Okay, and immediately I'll get the plot. So this is my box plot. If I want to do it from the script directly as well, or if I want to make some changes there as well, I can do that. Okay, so you can, like we have done it before also, you can customize all your charts on all your packages as well. The code which is coming in the script can also be customized. Okay, so if you want to modify something, you can look at the script here and make the changes as well. You need not go back to this menu option and rerun the whole code again. Okay. So that's all for the R commander. Now, this was the last, I think, topic which I wanted to cover in R programming. Now, next, the coming Saturday, I'll be conducting one MCQ test, which will be for 30 marks. I think last time we had a 30-mark test. If the last time test was 30 marks, then we'll have a 20-mark test. Else we are going to have a 30 mark. Okay, so depending on what we have. So total it should be 50, and that's the reason I'll be having one more MCQ test. Okay, so be ready on the coming Saturday. We'll be having the test at 9 a.m. Okay, and please practice whatever videos I have. I'll try to upload it today itself. So all the videos, all the sessions which we have conducted will be on the YouTube channel. Whenever you have any doubts, you want to know something, you can contact me, and I'm always there to help you out. Yeah, so that's all for today. I want you all to give your attendance. Please punch in your attendance, your name, roll number in the chat box so that I have the attendance for today's session. Let me save this R command. Save this. I don't want the output. Okay. Okay, so guys, I think you should start preparing for your exams now. As per my knowledge, the exams are going to start in the first week of October. Okay, that is the tentative date which I've got to know. So your exams might start in the first week itself, October. So start preparing for your exams and see that you submit all your assignments, your concurrent evaluation, any pending work if you have, please see that you submit it.